If you thought that the plans by the government to increase fuel prices beginning next month will only affect motorists and your daily use of the public transport system, then you might be in for a rude shock.
What does this mean?
Economist Samuel Nyandemo says the increased taxes will have a ripple effect on everything from the production, manufacturing, and even consumption of goods and services in the country. The net effect will be felt in your pocket as prices of commodities increase. And the worst part, he says, is that even your everyday essential needs will not be spared this time around. Meaning even your food from breakfast to dinner will cost you more.
Overall, we project a case or a scenario where inflation is going to jump from where it is now, I guess it's around 6.5 now, to a range of between 10 to 13%. And this is going to have spillovers in terms of overall increment of price levels.
Fuel is the driving force behind every production, and a slight increase in its pricing has a ripple effect on all products in the market, whether the food you eat, your power and water bills, transport, and even your grooming products. And for the average Kenyan, whose daily expenditure is estimated at about 100 shillings a day, chances of some missing some meals of the day couldn't be higher.
We don't see a scenario where automatically the increment of fuel is going to result also into the increment of salaries and wages. So it's going to cause a scenario where the cost of living is going to be higher, whereas the salaries and wages are going to be constant.
And it is not just manufactured food products that will be affected. Freshly produced farm products like your everyday sukuma wiki, tomatoes, and even groceries will not be spared. Nyandemo says an increase in the prices of fuel will mean that farmers will be spending more to plow and plant, as well as to transport their produce to the market.
Those who are not able to afford the high level of mechanization because of increased fuel will not be able to intensify their efforts in terms of increasing the agricultural output. Implying the acreage in terms of farming will be drastically reduced. And those who will afford to increase acreage will be forced to increase their prices of the various agricultural products.
The new levies will also mean an expensive commute. Already, some of the matatus have proposed to increase their fares by about 30 shillings ahead of the September 1st deadline. The VAT on petroleum products will see motorists pay 125 shillings per litre of super petrol, up from the current 107.92 shillings, while DSL will retail at 111 shillings. Your water and power bills will also be higher. The increase in VAT was first introduced in 2013 but was deferred in 2016. Its implementation follows an advice from the International Monetary Fund. IMF has in the past said that Kenya needs to do away with the tax exemption on fuel as part of a wider plan to increase revenues, reduce the budget deficit, and ultimately slow down the debt pile-up. Silas, NTV.